Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Saturday, November the 9th, 2024. I wanted to come here and share to you this story, something that happened this week. Is very gruesome, so I'm gonna give you a trigger warning. But before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has been following me on YouTube and also on Spotify. Thank you so much to everybody who listens to this podcast using Apple Podcasts. So like I said, today is November 9th, Saturday, 2024. I was looking at this story, and this is another example of how the state of the world that we're living in right now, right? We all know that we are definitely living in the last days, and this is another example how the love of many will grow cold. I feel like lately I've been hearing about news stories of things that were like kind of like hard to happen in the past. There's a lot of crazy stories that are happening right now. It's almost like wow, it's almost like the movie world is becoming a reality, right? That's how I see it. But it's very sad, it's very shocking. So during I believe this happened during Halloween night. A married couple stabbed themselves to death, each of them, right? They each basically took their own life, right? They used stabbing and shooting, and they killed each other during a fight inside their Washington state home while their 11-year-old child was in their house playing video games, right? But this couple, like the child had earbuds, so he couldn't hear what was going on in the house, right? So imagine that discovery, okay? Imagine this couple, instead of divorcing, right? Because when things are not working out, a lot of people say you gotta stick to it. There are things that even counseling and praying about it, like when things are not working out anymore, there's a reason why there's divorce, right? I don't wish divorce. I think divorce is horrible, right? Especially for children, but it's better than to take somebody's life, obviously, right? It's better than for children to be traumatized for the rest of their life, right? And I think a lot of the times people, they already know what to do, right? They already know that there's basically, I guess you can say, no turning back. But they continue to do it and actually harm themselves more. I think this is what happened here. This couple already knew they were having issues, okay? Like I told you guys, I'm not for divorce, nothing like that. I hate divorce. But sometimes that's the only option that you get, and that you can have. Then what are you gonna do, right? You just take it, right? I think a lot of stories that we hear about crimes and things like that is about couples that, oh no, he didn't want to give me the divorce, or the mom didn't want to sign for the divorce. Sometimes, if that's the only option that you have, then you do it, right? I'm, like I said, I'm not for it, but I think it's so crazy how people rather live in pain constantly, right? And not only thinking about that, the children see all of the fighting, all of the argument, that it's not a happy home, okay? That they come home and they hate coming home. A lot of the time it's that they see the dad hitting the mom, or vice versa, or each other hitting each other, right? It's just crazy. And that's the point that I'm trying to make here. But let me continue to read you guys this story, right? A married couple stabbed, shot, and eventually killed each other last week in a gruesome fight inside their Washington state home, all while their 11-year-old son played video games in another room. The boy was wearing earbuds, and his parents were assaulting each other on Halloween, okay? I think this is what I mean, like these crazy crimes that are happening. When you hear something like this, it reminds me of, back in my teenage years, what movie was like number one, like the movie Scream. And I wish sometimes you wish you never saw some of these movies that they bring out. But it feels like when I heard this story, it's almost like it reminded me of that movie, right? And this, probably the mom or the dad was calling out for help for the kid, right? And the child is just being a child, playing video games using earbuds. He never heard anything. It says here that the child didn't realize what happened until he found the bodies. Investigators are not able to say who was the primary aggressor on the October 31st death in Longview City on the Washington side of Columbia River, about 50 miles east of Portland, Oregon. The victims were identified as Juan Antonio Alvarado-Sáenz, 38, and Cecilia Robles Ochoa, 39 years old. Alvarado-Sáenz died from multiple stab wounds to the chest, while police say Robles Ochoa was stabbed and shot. The boy called the police after he found the bodies in the kitchen floor. That is so sad for that kid. Not only to experience such a crime scene like that, but for it to be in his house, for it to be his parents. That's crazy. Not only to that, like how scary is that on Halloween, right? Walking into the kitchen and seeing something like that. That's crazy. I don't even know if they released the phone call that he did to the police. Remember, this kid is 11 years old, okay? So it says here, he was the only person in the home at the time. EMT tried but couldn't revive the couple. The detective has since learned Alvarado-Sáenz, the dad, and Robles Ochoa, the mother, had a relationship issues and intended to separate. And one knife and a gun were recovered on the scene. That is so sad, you guys. I really hope that this child gets to have a lot of therapy, right? And that he's able to, I guess you can say, overcome this. This is gonna take some time, I think. He lost both his parents on that same night, and that way he did. And, all those images of what he saw that day. What he saw that day and how he found his parents. And maybe sometimes when you're at home and you have your earbuds, right, and you're like, it's almost like you sounds like somebody's calling you. This used to happen a lot to me when I used to live with my mom, and I would like take it out and like scream out like, "Is somebody, you guys looking for me or something?" And they're like, "Not really." It's almost like some of the sounds make you like believe, or within some type of sound that somebody's calling out your name. But it's very sad, you guys. It says here that there is a GoFundMe created for the child to help the child. Now he has both his parents, right? So he to help the child with the needs. And I'm trying to find the link. That's why I'm searching. I do apologize about that. I'm trying to find the GoFundMe link so I can put it here so you guys can see it. But anyways, you guys, I think the GoFundMe was created by the family to help the child that's left now without both his parents. And it's just very sad and traumatizing. I think this is another state of how the world is right now, right? I think when there is a situation, right, especially relationship, when you see an alarming concern, like when in your gut you see, you're like, there's something happening here. And if you don't address, I think a lot of times people don't address things, and then they keep everything inside, and then they have outbursts of anger, right? Also, it's very telling that it was on Halloween night. This is what I thought. Sometimes all these crimes that we hear about, they're becoming like this. Didn't I see this in a movie? Like I told you guys, it reminds me of the movie Scream, right? Because I think it's also, I haven't watched that in years, thank God. I'm not recommending you to go watch any of those movies. They're not good for you. They stick in your mind forever. But I'm saying I think that actually set up around Halloween also. But it's very sad to see things like this happen. I think these are the times that we're living in. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Thank you so much for listening. I am leaving the link for the GoFundMe if you want to help the family out. And now this child is gonna grow up without both his parents, so it's very traumatizing. I hope they get the counseling that he needs. And the link is here. If you're listening in the podcast, you can also click on the description and you will see the link there for the GoFundMe. And also, if you cannot help monetary this family, you can always pray for them. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much for listening in the podcast. Have a good day. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And if you want to know more about me, you can visit my website, Julissadesigns.com. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.